This is a Mining Interactive video production.
Hello to all our friends again from around the world. This is Nick Nicholas on behalf of Mining Interactive Media. And we're broadcasting live right now from the Pan Pacific Hotel in Vancouver, British Columbia, where it's beautiful weather, clear skies. Supposed to get some snow tonight, but then we do want some snows on the hills because we want to ski and we want to have some snow for next year's Olympics as well. So before I start here with David Henstridge, President and CEO of Tumi Resources. David and I, we've known each other since the mid-90s, and we've gotten to know each other better and better as we moved along. And the first thing I want to do is welcome David. Welcome to here, and this is Australia Day. Happy Australia Day.
Yes, of course. Yes, thank you very much. Yes, I'm telling you what, I'm quite happy to be here too, because when you look outside the window here, it's beautifully blue, cold, 0 degrees or thereabouts, and I think in Melbourne, so I'm told anyway, that it's going to be 5 days at 40 plus or something.
Oh my God.
Some 100-year record of heat. So yes, I'm very happy to be here today.
So you're not really missing swimming in your swimming pool?
Well, I'll be missing that, but certainly not the hot weather, no.
I know that you specifically put it in because you love to swim.
Of course, yes.
Tumi finds itself in a unique position where they can take advantage of this long-term commodities bull market, and they have got 12 mineral properties in the Bergslagen district in Sweden, and they have 5 properties as well in Mexico, and that's what we're going to be talking about. 4 of the projects targets are drill ready as of now, and Tumi is very interesting. It's only right now got a $5.5 million market cap. So it's an interesting situation with all of these projects and 5 of them being drill ready. So David, before we start then, let's begin to talk about Mexico and your situation there and the latrine you're in.
Yes, well, I guess Nick, as you were one of the ones, of course, who originally recommended back in the early 2000s, I guess, that gold and silver were going to be the commodities that we should be looking for. I chose silver because I always thought silver would outperform gold, and that was the real reason I started in silver back at that point of time. I think that for those who were listening to David Morgan just before us, it's been a little disappointing, and he pointed that out, that up to the present time, silver hasn't outperform gold. So let's hope that possibly it still might happen in the future and help us out. But of course, if you're going to look for silver, then obviously you go to those countries that historically had a very good silver production, and Mexico, up until just recently, has been the #1 silver producer in the world for some time. I think Peru has now taken its place at the top of the list. So yes, we went to Mexico in 2002 and got a program underway down there.
And there's, I see the map here of on the slide #1 of Mexico, and in the right now the latrine project is showing up around Guadalajara, just north of Guadalajara.
That's right, in Jalisco State, just near Guadalajara. It's down on the blue spot, I think, if you can see it, down on the bottom part of the Mexican map. And we started there because I just like the geological setting of that particular deposit, a known silver occurrence in a flat-lying volcanic unit, and I thought it had the potential for large-scale, lower grade, but large-scale type resources. We did 3 separate drill programs there, and I think if you look at slide 2, you can see there's just gentle rolling landscape of hills, and at the end of those 3 programs we could come up with a resource. In a lot of ways it was a little disappointing as we came up with a resource figure, I think, of around about 10 million ounces of silver equivalent, and at the current price today that resource is sub-economic, so we probably need of the order of $20 to $30 silver to turn it into a very nice little viable open pit operation. But in the meantime, of course, you will just sit, hold that resource and wait for better times, and of course continue on with your exploration programs as good explorers do.
Yeah, right. And the thing is, though, that what I liked about it is that I was actually a bit more enamored with it as a layman than you as the geologist were, and you being a hard-nosed geologist said right away, look, you know, this is not at this particular point in time what we want to spend our money on, because you know you have finite money for all intents and purposes. purposes, and you decided then to have another look at some other projects in Mexico, and you ended up with the El Colorado.
Yes, of course, and let's be quite clear about exploration. It's an extremely high-risk business. I think that from mineral occurrences on the surface to even resources, there's something like 1 in 1,000. Nick,
Yeah.
that's how many prospects you need to.
I told somebody this morning that you said 1 in 2,000.
Well, I was going to say somewhere between 1 in 1,000, and I think to get into production, it's probably going up to 1 in 3,000 or something like that. So, but anyway, it's a very high-risk business, and I guess most people who've been involved in junior explorers and exploration and so on would understand that the risks that are attached to it. But anyway, we continued on, and I believe that the area of Sonora, which is the northwestern state up there in Mexico, was probably a very good one to do a lot of research in, because there were a large number, well, I say a large number, quite a number, in the order of 10 open pit, low-grade gold occurrences with silver attached to it, and we felt that there was potential to find more. So that's why we moved up to Sonora.
So can we quickly scroll back to the map 1, and that's whereabouts is that project then located, David?
Yeah, the project is located about 40 or 50 kilometres immediately east of Hermosillo. It's in the bottom lot of those blue dots that you'll see on the map there. And it's the reason that we actually went there is because it had a very large colour anomaly underlying this block of ground. And I think most importantly, it abutted a large old closed mine called La Colorada that was in production up until the year 2000 at about the rate of 65,000 ounces a year. So we thought that the potential was there to go and explore this area.
65,000 ounces of what?
Of gold a year,
of gold
I should say. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
So obviously, and I think the next slide that's showing on the screen at the moment says El Colorado red soil, it should say.
That's number 3 slide.
It just shows you the, number 3 slide. It just shows you the type of terrain that we came across when we first went out there. Very reddish, flat area. And of course, we knew as geologists straight away that red can often be an indicator of oxidizing underlying mineralisation. Now the red probably comes from pyrite, which of course is not an economic thing, but of course the pyrite runs with the minerals that we're looking for. So we immediately ran a whole bunch of soil lines right across this red anomaly, and I think we lucked out anyway in the fact that we got anomalous silver that's now almost 3 kilometres long and up to 1 kilometre wide in places. Now, of course, that still means nothing, does it, Nick, as you know, until we put a hole or two in it.
Yeah.
The only thing I think
the truth machine,
that
right?
truth machine, yes.
Put the truth machine on the property.
The only thing that I thought was rather interesting about this particular one and why I'm so keen to drill it was that we did find an old drill hole collar in the middle of this, and on this collar, which is really strange because it had a steel plate, but they welded some information on the top of the steel plate, and the plate said something like February 1982, and underneath it had 110 metres of 82 grams, which was spelled GR. So I was only trying to put 2 and 2 together, and I suspect that somebody drilled a hole or two out here back in the 1980s, and that with a bit of luck, perhaps they did get 110 metres of 82 grams of silver. Now, why I say silver is because the soil lines all across this red area were dominantly silver in terms of the main element content. Now, we don't do gold because gold is a very expensive analytical technique. I think it's about $30 for one gold analysis versus 7 for a 30 element scan, which also includes silver. So we don't do gold. I did run a few gold samples at the end of the program, and it also kicked a little bit as geochemically anomalous. So all I can say to you is that it's just an A1 drill target, and we'd like to drill out as soon as possible.
Yeah. Now the thing is that this one drill hole that you run into and things like that, I know it is something. It's just another indicator that you're looking for. You're doing your soil sampling and all this type of thing. But in Mexico, this kind of the previous drill results can't be found, right?
That's the problem. Is that
it's not like here. In Canada,
unless it was a public company and it was in the public domain, it's not possible to find it. So we've never been able to find that information in the public domain up to the present time. So no, it's really of no value to us now.
So it's still the what I can say is my lips are a little dry here.